Good morning everyone, it's Laynie and welcome to the channel. How are you guys doing today? I hope your day is off to a fantastic start. It is only 9:30 in the morning here. I decided to sneak down while the rest of my fam is sleeping because last night I went to Ulta. I've been craving a little shopping spree so bad because you guys, one of my goals this year in 2024 is to be so much wiser with my spending. The girl likes to shop, okay? Don't we all? I feel like everybody who has a YouTube channel enjoys the hobby of shopping, collecting, you know, spending money. But I was like, no, I have to be much wiser. But I know I haven't brought you guys any makeup content lately, and it was time. I was like, I'm feeling a little shopping spree. I was like, I'm gonna really think it out, like what really catches my eye? What are some new and exciting things? What are some things I need back in my collection? So yeah, if you want to hang out, put some makeup on this face because I need it. And definitely stick around. Make sure you click that subscribe button, join the fam, you won't regret it, and let's just get started. I'm on my second cup of coffee today. I have been trying, again, part of that just like healthy 2024 is getting up at the same time. Whether I need to get up or not, honestly, I'm lucky. I have a toddler who likes to sleep in, but no matter what, my alarm is set for 8 a.m. Right now, the hubby and her are upstairs snoozing, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna curl my hair, I'm gonna get me all jazzed up on some caffeine, and come down and hang out with you guys. The first thing I really put in my basket at Ulta was something that just totally caught my eye because it's stunning, you guys. Check out this LA Girl eyeshadow palette. This was just about $16. Honestly, I feel like for a palette this large with this color range, that's a really good price. LA Girl is known to be more affordable for sure. I actually feel like for LA Girl, this is probably pricey. I'm hopeful by the looks of it that the quality is going to be really good for $16. Honestly, I must say as well as I just think this packaging looks really nice, more high-end, more eye-catching, more of an experience than a lot of LA Girl products. So I kind of wonder if this is where they're going in 2024. At the end of last year, I did add in 2 Juvia's Place palettes. Also pretty darn affordable brand, usually really high quality. If you haven't tried Juvia's, I really recommend their eyeshadows, really good. But other than that, I really haven't bought many eyeshadow palettes. So I was like, this one's calling my name. I am going to do it. I am going to slap on a little eyeshadow primer. And I should get my bangs out of my face, but let me just tell you guys, if you have bangs or if you're thinking about having bangs, I made the fatal error last night. I took a shower, a good shower, one of those showers you feel so good, but I didn't feel like drying my bangs afterwards, and I just slapped on a headband, and getting my bangs to even look like this morning was a struggle. If you're considering bangs, don't let them air dry. Really, it is a mistake. Or if you are gonna let them air dry, I take a comb and a brush and kind of lay them how I want them because I have a widow's peak and like my hair also naturally kind of wants to curve this way, and so it's a whole thing. I made a fatal error. I should not have let them dry like that. So it made styling them quite difficult. I really have been eyeing this color ever since I saw it in store, and I feel like the camera is not doing it justice. It is definitely a brown, but there's quite a bit of like a mauvey pink in there. And then I mean also these bright shades are definitely calling my name, but I don't know what I'm gonna wear today, so part of me wants to go in with this very metallic shade. Such high quality. I'm excited to play with them, but I know for sure I'm gonna use this shade. So far, not a ton of kick up in the pan, which is nice. I know some people really hate when that happens. It is not a deterrent for me in a good eyeshadow palette, but I definitely prefer if there's not like an insane amount of dust and kick up because it does kind of muddy some of the other colors because it'll sit on top. And I'm gonna be real, I'm not gonna like dust off every shade before I go in. So I mean, it is nice when there's not too much. But this one, right now, I'm just laying this down as my kind of transition shade. Real lid shade. I'm not trying to be perfect or anything. I'm just trying to get that on there, slap it on. I will say on the lid, that one pulls more pink than I expected. I'm like not super surprised because I see visually a lot of pink in the pan, but that definitely pulls a little bit more pinky toned than it does brown on my lid. But in its defense, I do feel like my lids can come across a little warm toned pinky on occasion. Now I'm just grabbing that matte bone shade and kind of getting it up into that brow line, because I do love a good brow highlight, and a good matte brow highlight is nice. Sometimes I love a lot of shimmer under my brow, and other times I'm like, you know what, I want to go a little bit more natural. I love an eyeshadow that is easy. It's not patchy, it's not too pigmented. It's an easy thing for the average makeup wearer to slap on and feel like they know what they're doing. This is not what I'm gonna wear today. This is one of my house outfits, just comfy, but I don't know what I'm gonna wear today, so I don't want to go too pink. I'll probably wear pink though. I mean, realistically, I won't lie to you guys, 90% of my closet is pink. The texture is very buttery. It almost looked like it was going to be the texture of a ColourPop eyeshadow. It's not. It's definitely a powder. This is almost reminding me of that diamond highlighter from Fenty. I don't know if this is going to give me enough oomph on my lid for what I was going for. It's a little bit more translucent than I expected. So I'm going to put down just a little bit more primer. That is really pretty, honestly. You know, I do like this About Face primer. It's not like mind-blowing or anything, but it's kind of a nice, just translucent primer. It's got a nice bit of grab to it. There's just a little bit of that matte powder, the matte bone shade kind of falling out there. Nothing crazy so far. The turquoise is so beautiful, but I just don't feel like today is the day. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of that camel shade because I don't want it to go, this eye look to go too pink. So I'm gonna be careful not to grab more of that mauvey brown. I'm someone who very rarely doesn't do a smoky outer eye. I don't know why. It's just something about my eye shape. I find it much more flattering. Like, I've got to have something going on that outer half, or I just look a little dull and blank. You know, honestly, these are blending really nicely. They're not patchy. They're not too pigmented. When I first went in with the brown, I almost thought, ooh, it might not be pigmented enough, but it's really buildable and blendable. Honestly, like, that's really nice. I do feel like the glitters, if I'm being honest, need a sticky base underneath, because otherwise I don't feel like they have a ton of grip, because they are truly just a powder. They're really not a foil, they're a glitter. Definitely a little glitter fallout, nothing crazy. Honestly, very impressed that I don't have more of the dark brown all over here, because a lot of times when I go in with a smoky eye, I'll get a lot of dark shadow falling down, and that does stink because some of those don't want to wipe up, and I feel like you get that dark cast under your concealer. Things that are old in my collection, I'll probably just zoom through. I do feel like I just semi want to smoke out that eyeliner, so I'm taking a little bit of my e.l.f. eyeshadow pencil in the dark brown. I'm just gonna go right over it. And I know pulling on my eyelids is not a good thing for my skin's aging process, but I have one weak eye and I cannot see unless I do this. Sparkling water and coffee, balance. This is the Hourglass primer. I normally don't spend this much on primer, but I'm so upset. Gela stopped making their Mineral Veil primer. Part of me so badly wanted to pick up the new About Face foundation. I found a great color match in it, but I'm trying to get through the foundations I have, and I'm like, no. That's one of those things where I was like, be wise, you don't need it. And it looked really pretty, but it looked a little bit lighter coverage than I really tend to go. Like, I don't need that full beat, full coverage anymore, because I find the older I get, the older that will make me look. Oh no, I did buy a concealer and out of habit I put that one on. Ah! I got to talking instead of thinking. I picked up this new NYX Fix Stick Correcting Concealer because I've been so curious about it. This is in the shade Natural. I would have liked to go a little bit lighter, but they were sold out. The reason I was very interested in this is because I get so blue right here. Oh, this is definitely probably not the right color. This is a lot darker than I expected. But I really was intrigued by the shape of this. I think it was like $9, so honestly, for the amount you're getting in a stick, probably not the best buy unless this coverage is amazing. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to swap this out for a lighter shade because I like to be bright under the eyes, and this is like kind of like darker than my skin tone. But I like the shape and idea behind this because smaller eyes problem. I have a hard time getting a lot of things around my eyes, up in the inner corner, and I thought this would be really nice for that. I also like that it was really marketed as color correcting. This is one that I could see if you let it sit too long, it's drying down more than I expected, that it would probably be a little hard to blend out. I just wish this was just a little bit lighter, but that kind of yellow tone in there I do feel like is helping with that blueness I get. I need to go in with just like a brush just to kind of work on this. I want it to be a little bit more blended into the eyeshadow, but that looks really pretty under the eyes. I really feel like that is really hiding the darkness I get around the eyes. That color actually, I'm definitely going to pick up another one of these in a lighter shade, but I think I'm going to keep this one and then maybe do like the lighter one just through here where I want to kind of brighten, bring the light in a little bit more. Until I get that, I'm gonna go back in with my Tarte and just kind of, just a little bit. I don't want to do too much because before you know it, then at this age you get too much under the eyes and then at the end of the day you look 1,000 years old because it's all creased up together. The NYX Pro Fix Stick, if it wears well, I really like the way my under eyes looks right now, honestly. Like very impressed with this. It's just doing something. It's like radiating the light off of my face under my eyes where I just feel like it's really lifted in that sunken darkness I get under the eyes. It's a family trait and it'll just keep getting worse the older I get, something to look forward to. I want to quickly, this video is going to be 1,000 years long, hope you're in for it, talk about eyebrow products I'm not loving from the drugstore. This is the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow. Like, it's not horrible, okay? It is not the worst thing I've ever used, but I don't love it. I can't wait to go back to my tried and true. My tried and true is the NYX Thick It, Stick It, and the brow marker. I was like, it's been a long time since I've used a brow pencil. Like, I'm always using those. I was like, I'm gonna try it out. Nope. It's fine for doing what I'm doing right now, like filling in, making them look a little bit more fuller, kind of shaping them. But I really love a feathery looking brow in the front, and you just can't do it with the pencil. I don't care how thin it is. It's just not possible in the way you can with the brow marker. Now this e.l.f. brow gel is not bad. This one is not terrible. Like, I wouldn't, you know, rule this out as a future, like, oh, I'm feeling froggy, I'm gonna pick it up grocery store or something, you know, when I'm browsing the makeup section. The Thick It, Stick It has fibers. This is the only bad thing with bangs. Like, you gotta zhuzh. The NYX has fibers in there that really do wonders for making my brows look thicker. It kind of helps hold them in place. So like, my brows don't look terrible right now. If you like a really natural brow, I think those e.l.f. would actually be a good option. But I love a feathered brow. Like, I want to draw those hairs in the front. I've been using this Essence 16-hour Cover and Last powder, and I really like it, but I have hit pan, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this new Keep Me Covered powder by Essence. I thought the shade range was kind of lackluster. There's probably more online than in store, but I was just like, I kind of want to just see how this, you know, sets things. I like a colored powder for setting if it does a good job of smoothing as well, because I think it just kind of amps up that coverage a little bit. I'm going to tell you the one thing with that hourglass, I don't know if it's going to be my go-to because I honestly think the Joa made my pores smoother than the hourglass, and the hourglass is like 50 some dollars. Like, I really don't usually go that high on my primers. I picked up a while back the Easy Bake and Snatch by Huda Beauty. This is the pressed powder because I really like the loose powder, but I was like, pressed powder is kind of nice because it's not getting everywhere. I decided to pick up the cherry, is it cherry blossom? Cherry blossom cake. And it is fairly pink. I feel like it looks kind of pretty on camera, but I feel like in person it's kind of like, whoa, you're a little pink under the eyes. I feel like I need more powder. I do feel a little bit tacky. And since I'm going to be wearing this literally all day, because we're going to run errands and then we're going to watch the Super Bowl, so like it's a whole day festival over here. Putting bronzer on my nose and around my lips is one of those steps that once I started doing it, I'm like, I can't go back because I just feel like it truly makes the look come together, makes it look complete. Without lip product, it looks a little crazy right now, but give me a minute. I picked up the e.l.f. liquid blush. I told myself I wasn't going to buy liquid blush anymore, but here I am. I had to try it. I have the e.l.f. Is this the putty brush? I got this in the shade Dusty Rose. To me, if a liquid blush will not work over powder, I don't want nothing to do with it. So we'll see what happens. Oh, it's fairly pigmented. Wow. The only thing I will say about the Huda is I do think when you apply your blush, the cherry blossom looks pretty because it kind of like melts the two together, but until you get your blush on, it looks kind of funny. That honestly went over top of my powder products really well. A little peachy, a little pink, very flattering on quite a few skin tones, and this is actually buildable, so I really think this would work for so many skin tones. I felt like this side was just a little bit more pigmented than that side. Now I feel like the other side's a little bit more. For fun, I do want to put on a little highlight, so I'm just going to do my Amrezy. Yes, it's very old. Good enough. Couple more products here. Yes, this video is super long. I know. But I thought this lip color would look really pretty with some of those tones in the eyeshadow palette. This is the new Slick Click Fat Oil by NYX Shiny Lip Balm in the shade, link in my bio. I'm just going to do a little lip liner. I feel like these were definitely made to be a dupe of the Tarte, what is it, the Maracuja Juicy Lip, whatever it's called, but definitely same style, same concept. Oh yeah, this color is perfect. For those of us with smaller lips, a size like this is nice. Like, I can fill in the whole lip. I can get around the edge. Honestly, that lip liner worked out perfectly. This is the ColourPop in Brink. These two together, really a good combo. Very similar shades. Just kind of helps define the gloss and add just a little bit more plumpness by outlining the lips. Here's where the video could go downhill fast. I decided to pick up the Impress Press-On Falsies. I've used these before and I did really like them, but doesn't matter what kind of falsies they are, I struggle. But these were wispy and I thought they looked so cute. I am going to apply a little bit of my Milani highly rated lash extension tubing mascara. This is a dupe of Thrive Cosmetics, and I'm going to be real, the Thrive is better. The Thrive is so easy to remove. It comes right off with water, a little soap. This one can really stay in my lashes, and I do feel like I've had a little lash damage from removing it. I can't lie. It's like harder to remove than some of my regular mascaras. I I personally feel like I have to put on mascara when I wear falsies, especially when they're partial ones. I really don't want anything too crazy, but I do want to just kind of add like a little bit of that wispy effect. So I'm going to grab, I think, a medium. These are the ones that are pre-glued that you go under the lash, which I do like. See, already having trouble. See, but then this is where I struggle, because then without the mascara, I don't like how my lashes look, but then the mascara will clump together when you're trying to get the other falsie to be where you want it to. And see, now these are not in the same spot, so I'm gonna look like I'm wearing two different types of, that's why I don't do falsies. I just slap on my mascara and I'm good to go. Okay, truly, these Impress under the lash is easier than falsies, typical falsies for me, for sure. Is this something I would do on the daily? Probably not. Because I do my makeup to relax, to unwind, and putting on falsies does the opposite to me. Alright, you guys, 700 years later, we're here, but I hope you enjoyed this. It was honestly fun to do a little shopping, to pick out some new makeup things that excite me. Really recommend that eyeshadow to you, and so far I really recommend the concealer. I'll let you know in the comment section down below how it wears. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me and chatting about makeup. Let me know, are there any things you've tried recently that I have to grab? Alright guys, I will see you in my next video. As always, please try to stay positive, because at the end of the day, that is truly all we can try to do. Mwah. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.